another day has come to, we've got another day in, so I've already doused the lights, and I was kind of contemplating today's memories, and I'll show you, most of the time, well, no, not most, but occasionally, you may watch a video on the YouTube, and it be totally worthless. I mean, you're going to do that. You're going to watch a video, and once it's over, you say it was a waste of your time. It's inevitable that that's going to happen. This is not one of them. I'm going to show you something. Maybe it's another one of them brilliant. I didn't invent it, but I thought about it, and it actually does work. And I'm going to tell it to you, and you can have some fun with it, if nothing more than that. But you know, in days of old, the mechanics would have nothing more than that's about a 20-watt bulb over the workbench. And I do have it augmented, meaning that I've got another light bulb in the vicinity because this was just too dim. You couldn't see nothing. It was just almost total darkness. But the point being that in days of old, this is all a mechanic had. I can remember when this is all I had in my workshop was a light bulb. I actually can remember that. And what I'm going to tell you in this video right here will surely rate a comment, at least. Just just anything. Let's just see if this is good enough to arouse your interest and to leave a comment, because this is brilliant. In days of, I'm going to get on with it, because I'm going to tell you about these tools here. In days of old, that's all a mechanic would have, a 20-watt bulb, clear glass. Oh, it's low wattage, I'm sure. It's almost yellow. And I kind of enjoy, after work, kind of just here on the workbench, imagining that if, you know what, not to taunt anybody or anything, but this front end that I built on these carts right here, I tell you what, that's a really good idea right there. I'm going to explain that to you. Have pencil and paper ready, and I'll explain that to you, how that works right there. It's really, really good. But the point I'm going to make right now, is I was rebuilding some EK magnetas and kind of trying to figure, how the magnets, how strong the magnets was, even the north and the south designation there. And everybody else in the whole world uses that north and south designation. So I probably ought to start doing that too. I just use opposites. If it's opposite, it attracts. Okay. Not to be a total waste of time, what I'm going to tell you is, everyone wanted to know how much magnetism the magnet had in it. Okay, this right here being really crude and old, okay, we've come up with something on our telephone. On your telephone, you can download an app. It's a compass. You download it on your telephone, and that compass seeks the north designation. Okay, you can actually tell on a magnet which is the north and which is the south with your telephone. You can do it. It's really a high quality. And then if you go on maps, it has a magnet meter on there, and you can hold your phone up close to the magnet, and it will tell you right here on your telephone how strong that magnet is. Okay, I don't know what's how big the number is where it would disqualify to being a good magnet. I don't know that number. But I fooled around with it a few times, and I have found a great variance in the magnetism, in the magneto as a whole. I'm talking about EK. And that EK, that is a low speed magneto. That EK was never a high speed magneto. And even the rotary mags with a impulse on them, you're getting too much information this time. But even a magneto with an impulse on it can be made to be low speed magnetos. Just like on M, 500 RPM, and that's about where it starts making an electrical current. So if you try to run that engine down on 200 RPM, I mean, I've had them down really, really low on the RPM, but the on EK, every time it trips that mag, it's equal amount of fire. Okay, on a rotary mag, if you don't have an impulse on it, then it's turning that armature too slow to generate a current. There is a point there where you can't do that. But if you've got the impulse on there, then you can make a very, very slow running engine. And most of it mag will work on anything. Now we're going to drag something out and talk about them magnetos. Put a Fairbanks magneto on a LA or LB. And I got a cutaway, I'm going to drag that out. But we're going to get past these tools first. There's a pipe wrench right there. And this tool right here, we may have to continue this. Because this tool right here is, that's the reason I started this right here. Because I got a bunch of these. It's a adjustable angle gauge, and when I was cutting this angle on this Maytag cart right here, I needed to set that right there and lock that in right there. You can put any angle you want on it. You ought to have one of these. I really like this one right here, but it's cheap. You know, yard sale, 50 cents, I'm sure. Maybe in a box of stuff. I bet I got that free. But it's a good one, and I like it. But anyways, you can set it on 45 if you want to, or this is a 45. But let's say I wanted to cut all four of these matching at any other degree. Then all I would do would be to set this and mark this one and mark that one, mark that one. Oh, it's a it's very old. They're very old, this design, really, really old. And a lot of mechanics and carpenters overlooks this design right here. It should be it should be within reach. And mine is right here. The only problem is I moved this stuff around. And when I moved it around, some stuff kind of got hard to find. See, I won't never forget where that's at now. Some broken hacksaw blades comes in handy for cleaning something, a screw thread or something. Some of them clamps right there that you spring together like that. Pair of scissors, paintbrush. That multi-use, it's kind of clean. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 adjustable wrenches, 8 of them. Okay, I got 2 4-inch, 2 6, 2 8, and a 10 and a 12. And I use them. I actually know, even if there's 2 of them of one kind, I actually use one of those wrenches on a certain, whatever it is I would be doing that day. And I actually use the other one on a different, I would not interchange them 2 wrenches. And both of them, well, one of them ain't no good and one of them is a good one. This right here, I'm not going to drag that down. You might be able to see it. But all it is an 1/8 inch pipe, quarter, 3/8, a half, 3/4, and 1 inch. It's a pipe nipple each size, and I marked it on there what it is, and I just keep it hanging there. And most anything you pick up, if you forget what size it is, you can look up there and see about what it is. And you can match it up, and it makes it really easy. if a last resort, let's say you was working on something late at night there by yourself, and you needed a fitting, and that was the only thing holding the project up, then you actually could use one of them, keeping in mind to replace it later. I got some whistles, funnels, and some of them skinny wrenches up there like for a skill saw. Plumb bob right here. Oh, I got a lot of plumb bobs. And some kind of weight off of a cuckoo clock. Some kind of cutter blade right there. 2 of them Tremble points. And there's some scissors that cuts in bandages. Some dog tags that accumulated up. You know, how do you accumulate dog tags? You know what I mean? That's them tags that. I wonder how this happened. How did I accumulate these dog tags when I've never had a dog? I was but a young lad. I mean, I was a young lad home in the hills of Kentucky the last time I had a dog. And there I've got a half a dozen or more dog tags. Miscellaneous dogs, it ain't the same one. You know, and I cannot account for it, to be honest with you. I'm talking about a yard sale or something, but, you know, why did I choose to keep them? Let's leave that for the comment tonight. Why do I choose to save them dog tags right there off of dog collars? You know, somebody owned them. Anyways, I've got a small collection going, and let's let that be the comment section for this episode. From here on the East Coast, Arkansas, Shop Dog Sam.